How's it going? Galore Wrestling Figures here. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be unboxing the CM Punk and MJF Blood and Guts Ringside Collectibles exclusive set. This set I got from Rock and Roll Collectibles. I think I paid £67 for it, which is quite a good price, to be honest. I've been waiting for this to come in stock for a while, and they finally got it, so I thought, why not get it? And I used a discount code, so I got it a bit cheaper. And I was going to get it from Ringside because I've been waiting for places to get it, but I thought I'd never tried Rock and Roll Collectibles, so I thought, why not get it? And to be honest, Rock and Roll Collectibles, great service, great price, and it was excellently packed. There's no damage on this box whatsoever, so I definitely recommend Rock and Roll Collectibles. Good price as well. But before I show you the figures, because I do really want to get into them, I want to show you the box first, because the box, probably one of the best boxes I've ever seen. And just from the front, you can see here, it's a really good detailed box, of course, from CM Punk vs MJF at Revolution. But the box itself, of course, you know, you've got a lot of blood just sort of all around it. You can see on the front. There is a lot of blood they've put on it. And just a quick look at it. Yeah, it does look really good. Of course, you got the ringside in the top corner there. And we turn to the right, you have got the accessories. Of course, I'll go into those later. You've got, you know, it does look quite good. There's blood even on there. Just a quick look at them from the side, which is good. Of course, you got the back as well, and because I do keep the boxes, I probably will put this into the CM Punk collection. Of course, you know, you've got the signatures and just the photo from Revolution. But this box, especially just the back of it, it does look really good. Should be good on display as well. Of course, just all the detail on it. Of course, you've got the sides as well. CM Punk and MJF graphics. And this CM Punk, I have noticed the graphic is honestly from All Out 2022. So, yeah, I'm not sure why they added that, but it does look quite good just to see from the side. Of course, blood going throughout it once again. And yeah, there it is just from the front. And overall, the box, I've put a lot of blood on, of course, to sort of, you know, make this set quite good. And overall, I'm happy I've got this. So, without any further ado, let's get into the accessories. So with this 2-pack, you get quite a lot of accessories, and some of the best accessories I've ever seen, if I'm being honest with you. And the accessory I want to show you first is probably the accessory everyone wants to see, and it is, of course, the dog collar. Now, the dog collar, first thing I will say is it's quite long. You know, I've heard people say it's a bit too long, but to be honest, it's not too bad. It is actually sort of like metal chain, which is quite good, and it's not rubber or plastic, which is quite good. So they'll see that is like a proper chain. And you can sort of hear that. You can sort of tell. And then you can hear that, but it is proper sort of chain metal, which is quite good. And the actual sort of the collar part itself, you know, it's sort of like brown, it has got detail on it. And this doesn't open, which I'm not too sure if I'd want it to open or not, because now you've sort of got to switch the heads to put this on, which is a bit annoying, but I think it's better than opening it, which probably wouldn't shut. But yeah, the dog collar, it actually self isn't too bad. So there's that. I do quite like that dog collar. One of the best accessories I've ever seen, so it is quite good. Let's start off with the hands. So for MJF, you get a pair of closed hands. Quite a bit of blood on them. Nothing too bad, but yeah, I do quite like them. They're quite detailed with the blood. And you get two different hands. You sort of get a mic holding hand, sort of like a reaching out hand. And there is sort of a bit of sculpting on that wrist tape, which is quite good. I do quite like that. So yeah, there's the MJF hands. And then the CM Punk hands, we do get a couple of good ones. We finally get closed-fisted hands with this. Of course, the tattoos drug-free. Quite a lot of blood on those. I can't remember if this is accurate or not, but I feel like on the Punk figure there's a lot more blood. I think that's how it was in the match, but it is quite good. Like, when I say there's lots of blood, there is lots. Even on the knuckles, there's blood. Yeah, those hands are quite good. Probably the best out of the set. And then you have got the go-to-sleep hands. And the thing about these hands is they're good. They do sort of work, but only if we had that Supreme we could do this with. I'm not sure if that has been cancelled. I'm hoping it hasn't. But yeah, oops. Well, there's sort of just one of them. I've dropped it. There's one of them. Now two of them. Because you got drug free on there, other way around. But yeah, I do. You sort of the go to sleep. It is sort of you can still sort of do it with this, but it'd be better with the Supreme. But either way, they do work, and it is quite good. I could even do the entrance. It's clobbering time, and it does sort of look quite well with those. Yeah, a lot of blood on those again. There's the hands. So now the heads. Start off with the MJF one. Because I feel like this might be the worst set out the head, because it, isn't too good. But if that focuses, so where's the alternative MJF head? It is sort of got like a bit of a shine to it. I know sometimes the heads have that. I can't remember who else has that, but it's sort of a bit too shiny. It feels a bit weird as well, but it's not too bad. So the face itself, people have said this look like Colt Cabana, and I do sort of see it. But yeah, I don't really see MJF there. But they have sort of got it right. The beard, the hair. It does you can sort of see MJF, but it's not the best head. But either way, it's sort of a MJF screaming head with a lot of blood on, so it is good to see. So there's that. So probably the worst head out the set, but it isn't too bad. So there's that. And finally, probably the best set out of the pack, the best head out of the set, and it is the screaming CM Punk head. So this is, as I say, this is probably the best head out of the pack. But yeah, I think in total you get 4 heads, and this is probably the best one. I'm just a really big fan of it. Quite a lot of blood on it. Finally screaming head, and just sort of the hair as well, how messy it is. Even at the back, they've sort of done it messy. See there. If they had this like the Unmatched 4, for example, just like all back, it would still be alright, but the fact they've sort of sculpted it all so it's sort of all messy, it is good to see. I do quite like that one. Probably the one that I will put on my CM Punk when I'm displaying it. So there's the screaming head. And just if I just get the MJF here, for example, they've both got a lot of blood on, but you see CM Punk's got a lot more blood on, which I am a fan of. But one thing I will say is I've got lucky with this. So you see sort of the hair going into the eye. Some people have had an issue where sort of the eye's actually sort of printed on to the hair. You see sort of that like little white spot there, if that focuses. Probably won't now. But yeah. It's a sort of like that little white spot there. I know people they've sort of painted the eye onto the hair, which is a bit annoying. For me, they haven't. So I've got lucky with that. They have slightly. See, there's a little white spot on that hair there. They have slightly, but they haven't painted the full eye onto it, which isn't too bad. So I think I got lucky with this head. I know some people were complaining about that, but overall, it's not too bad, that bit. And as a whole, the head, great head. Probably the best head out of the set. Glad we get that. So there's the head. And that's it for all the accessories. And now, what you've all been waiting for, let's get on to the figures. So now we're on to the figures. And the first figure that I want to show is the MJF figure. And the reason I want to show this figure first is because I feel like this isn't the best figure out the set. But also, I just sort of want to show the Punk one last because that's my favourite out the set. But this figure is quite good, so that's why I'm showing it now. So overall, this figure is good. And the first thing I'll say about it is it's got a lot of blood on it. So mine, for some reason, it is a slightly bit loose. Overall, it just feels a bit loose, but to be honest, it's not too bad. But some people have had a loose Punk and sort of not a loose MJF, but I'm sort of the other way around, which not too bad, to be honest. So I'm going to start off with the head first. This is the better MJF head. Got quite a lot of blood on it as well on the face. If that focuses. Definitely see MJF there. And once again, there's that sort of shiny hair. Not sure what to do, but yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, it is quite good. Quite a good head. You can definitely see MJF. And the body itself, let's just talk about this. It's got a lot of blood on it. The upper torso, the back. A lot of blood on it. And it is quite good how they've done the blood. Sort of bits around. So here's what I mean. It sort of feels a bit loose. You don't want it to be too tight, but I feel like this slightly bit loose. But yeah, it's not too bad, especially on display. Blood on the arm as well. Now, I will say the wrist tape, I'm not sure if it sort of was this colour, but usually wrist tape is white. And it's the same with the Punk. Instead of white, it's sort of like midway through the match, so sort of like I'm not sure what you'd call this. It's not like a white, sort of like a slightly dark white. But yeah, it is. It's sort of just to show wear throughout the match, and it is good that they've done it. But I don't know. I feel like it would have probably been better if they just put it white because now it looks a bit odd. But you can definitely sort of tell it's wrist tape, so either way, it's not too bad. Of course, you've got the elbow pad on there. I don't think it had any design on in the match, so quite accurate like that. Now we've got this arm. You've got the tattoo here. I've got to show that tattoo there. Tattoo done well. Blood. And what here's the other arm? I'm not sure why this finger's gone like that. Not sure if it's meant to be like that, but it's sort of like reaching out hand like that, so it is quite good. Trunks. Mine's got a little white spot there. Not sure why. But yeah, blood on the trunks. I do quite like this attire. Probably one of his best attires. It's got MJF on the back. Blood on the legs as well. And once again, this sort of design continues on to here. This sort of blue design. It is quite good. I've seen some people's legs. This left leg had warp. Mine didn't have any on, so happy about that. Boots. The boots don't have any blood on. I'm not sure if that's to be more accurate, but I don't know. You'd think there'd be blood on the boots, but I suppose if it's more accurate, it's not too bad. And overall, it's quite good. One thing I'm not a big fan of is I'm not sure because I think that this is how MJF does it, but sort of the leg is sort of this colour as well. Sort of a bit like Johnny Gargano syndrome, sort of carrying on that, but I'm not sure what else to do, so it's not too bad. Of course, you have had the black on there, which glad that they've added that. Overall, it's a good figure. I do quite like it. Should we do a head swap? I'm not too big of a fan of doing head swaps, but I will do one. As an exception, I'll do a head swap. So here's the head. And this comes off easily. Usually it's quite hard to get on, but it's not too bad. I won't fully put it on because I probably won't be able to get it off. Yeah, you can sort of tell there. Oh, no, it's got a long neck. But you can sort of tell there. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to fully put it on because it probably won't come back on. Won't get off, I mean. But yeah, there's a head. Do prefer the other one, but overall it's not too bad. See if I can put it on. There we are. Gets on nice easy. That's one thing about these loose figures. Although you'll feel like the head will snap, which is a bit annoying when you're switching the heads. Good thing is that the heads do easily swap when it is a bit loose, so it's not too bad. And there's the MJF. And now, you sort of know what I'm going to do now. Let's see some comparisons. Here we are with the comparisons, and I've already got a couple of MJFs. Not too many, to be honest, but I've got a few. Of course, here we've got the Unrivaled 2, the Blood and Guts 2-pack, and the Unmatched 4. And MJF is someone that Jazzwares do quite good with the MJFs. That was hard to say. They do quite well with the MJFs, which it's good to see. But sometimes the head scans are a bit off. And just to compare, here's the Unrivaled 2. This was the first MJF figure. I think this came out about late 2020. I think it was 2-pack. There's the Blood and Guts one. So, Unrivaled 2, the 2-pack from the Blood and Guts. There's that. And the Unmatched 4. These two did come with scarves as well. This didn't come with any entrance accessories, which sort of does make sense because it's midway through the match. But there's that one, head scans. They actually do sort of look similar, those head scans. So, overall, the MJFs, I'm not too sure which one I do prefer the most. I think it might be the new Blood and Guts one. Ranking them, I'd probably put this one last, although the attire's good, the head scan's a bit off. Then, maybe this one second. It is pretty much perfect, but this one with the blood, it is really good. So, there's what I'm rating them. So, that's it for the MJF. Now let's get on to the CM Punk. So here is the CM Punk, and overall this figure is great, and once again I will say that it's got quite a lot of blood on it, and there's nothing wrong with my articulation. It's just sort of posed like this, and it will pose properly eventually. But let's start off with a head scan first. So here is a head scan, and I have seen people paint this so it's got no blood on, which I might do, to be honest, if I don't end up using this head on this figure, because to be honest, it is quite a good head. But for now, here it is like this. It's got quite a lot of blood on. Sort of the hair's messy once again, and I do want to say that I think sort of the hair's pretty much exactly the same as the other Punk head, just sort of without screaming. But overall, head is great. They've definitely nailed it. If only we sort of got this head with the slick back hair, that'd be quite good. Beard's done quite well. Hair's messy. So there's a head. So now the body itself, it's got quite a lot of blood on, definitely more than the MJF. And I've seen people say that the tattoos feel brighter, and I think they do, to be honest. I don't know why that is. But yeah, there's a lot of blood on throughout, on the back as well. And now, I do quite like the torso on this. I think it might be a slightly different skin tone to the other AEW CM Punks, but overall it is quite good. Tattoos are done well. Now, one thing I will say is, for some reason, I'm not sure why, mine's got sort of a bit of paint loss on this arm, if that focuses. But to be honest, because it's got quite a lot of blood on, you don't really see it. It's not too bad. Of course, you got the wrist tape once again, not fully white, sort of like a... You can see sort of here on the trunks, it's a bit like this, but it's not like that on camera. Sort of like a slightly darker white. But yeah, and for some reason as well, I'm not sure if it's just me, but I've heard some people say this. This wrist tape here feels a slightly bit sticky. I don't know why that is, but it's not too bad. Of course, you got a lot of blood on them. It is quite good. This sort of, if I just sort of cut, there, just sort of this whole torso, if you can see, probably, I do quite like it, if you can't tell, it is probably one of the best Punk torsos I've seen in terms of, they've done it quite well with the blood and everything. I do quite like it. So, that's enough for the upper part of the body. Let's get on to the lower, the trunk, shorts I mean. Great. If you can't tell by my voice, I do really like this figure. Trunks are great. Sort of not like a white, sort of like dark white once again. Definitely a lot of blood on this one, because you've got Punk there. 3 X's on the side. There's that. Blood all throughout, I do quite like it. And then the knee pads, these are sort of open knee pads. I think usually they use ones with sort of the back, so closed. But yeah, to be honest, they are, I don't know why that is. They're not fully tight, but it's not too bad. Then of course you've got just sort of normal kick pads. Yeah, they are. Overall, great figure. I could talk about this for a long time, but overall, it's a great figure. Will that fall? Yep. I just need to sort of pause it because I haven't had it for too long. But yeah, there we are. Overall, it's a great figure. I can't express how much I like this figure. And now, you know what I'm going to do once again? Let's get on to some comparisons. So, because CM Punk's my all-time favourite, I've got quite a lot of Punk figures. And I just wanted to just show a few for the comparison. So, here we have the Elite 16, CM Punk. The new Blood and Guts 2-pack. And the Unmatched 4 regular version. I could have put the Chase on, but the Chase Unmatched Series 4, but I just sort of wanted to just have a couple of figures to show. So here's the Elite 16, probably my favourite CM Punk figure. Next to this one. I suppose you could probably put the head, that focuses the head, this head onto there. Slightly blooded version. Yeah, overall, it's quite good. Tattoos similar. But yeah, the tattoos do look slightly different in terms of colour. I think, though, on this one, they might be slightly bit brighter. But then on this one, they feel filled in more, so not too sure. Yeah, overall, quite a good figure to compare to. And then here we have the Unmatched 4. Of course, these are both AEW figures. That one's a WWE Elite. So, yeah, tattoos. I just want to compare the tattoos, because I don't know why on this one they do feel different. I want to say on this they might be slightly smaller, but I'm not too sure why. But, yeah, of course, they have done the Pepsi tattoo. That one didn't have it. But yeah, overall, I'm not really too sure how I can compare these, because of course, this one's completely different attire, but yeah, there they are. All of them do look great. Of course, CM Punk's my all-time favourite, so I will say they are great, but they are actually great. And I'm not just saying that because he is my all-time favourite. I'm saying it because they are great. Especially this Blood and Guts figure. It is great, and overall, I'm a fan of it. So, that's it for the comparisons of the CM Punk figure. So, overall, I think this is a great set. And there's the Punk with a screaming head. Sorry, I forgot to put that on, but here it is. And overall, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to give this set a 10 out of 10. Usually I don't do it, but I feel like I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because you get two great figures with it, quite a lot of great accessories, and I think I paid £67 for this, using a discount code from Rock and Roll Collectibles. Once again, go and check them out. You definitely get money for your value, or value for your money, I can't remember, but you get, for the price you're paying, you get a lot of stuff. Most importantly, it's just a great set. So I know this set's quite hard to get, but I know places are starting to get it more. So if you can get this set, I recommend paying it. It's a great price, and overall, I'm a fan of it. Definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. And these reviews, I feel like I could just talk for ages. But yeah, definitely a set I'd recommend getting. And let me know your thoughts on this down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.